Another day, another controversial take. This is why uneducated online coaches always win. And if you're an educated online coach, then this is exactly why your competition outperforms you, why it feels like everyone is making more money, is more successful than you. And this is the exact roadmap that I will show you in this video that actually walks you through the process of how you can become this uneducated online coach who seemingly outperforms everyone without knowing anything. But before we get into this video, who am I even to give my opinion about this topic? You see, I'm a growth partner and consultant for online coaches and consultants, and here are a couple of case studies of people that I've scaled to above 10K per month in various niches. For example, here Naj is an online therapist, Brian is a trauma healing coach, and Nicholas is an exam prep coach. His business actually hit a new high, so it's not 10K per month anymore, it's 15K per month, but whatever, let's just leave it at that. But for this video, I'll be going over how educated online coaches are failing to make progress, the fallacies that come with education, and how uneducated online coaches, in comparison to them, are outperforming them by taking first principle thinking instead of being caught in random frameworks that don't make sense. So this will be the roadmap for this video, and at the end I'll outline how Naj created his transformational offer, which then took his service, his coaching, from being limited to unlocking this uneducated coach method. So let's get straight into it. So if you're an educated online coach, then you are probably doing some of these things to improve your marketing. You are funnel hacking other people. You are watching business content, you have a full business plan, you are doing webinars, VSL funnels, automation sequences, and you're also very, very careful about doing it done for you, do it yourself, or done with you as a service. And the reality is that, and you know this as well as I do, that you're getting lost in the details. You're not focusing on key drivers of the business, you are getting lost in the details, and you're not making progress, and because of that you feel overwhelmed. That's just the reality. You and me both know that. Now let's be honest with each other. What's the problem with this? Let me just quickly put my camera here. The problem with this is that if you're looking for the silver bullet for long enough, you'll start building a narrative that makes things easier. So you will tie yourself to a certain narrative and then start telling yourself a story that you heard from some sort of weird creator, influencer, marketing guru. And you can end up in one of these two categories. The first one being fully custom tailored service provider. The second is the fully pre-made service. The first one is the client lover because you have a very intimate and close relationship with your client. And the second is the client is a number type of psychology where you are just treating your clients as a number. Now, contrary to popular belief, one is not better than the other. So these are just two ways that you can fulfill for your clients. But essentially, if you're over here in the client lover category, then you have an intensively one-on-one service coaching. The second, you have a deep transformation that you want to give your clients. It's very individual focused. You are fine-tuning your service to the client, and obviously you therefore can charge higher prices per client. Now the problem with this is that you have less clients, which gives you bigger risk per client, because if you lose one or two clients, then it has a big impact on your business. Second is that you can quickly become a slave to your clients because your clients realize that you are dependent on them. Thirdly, you are not building your own leverage, because to have your own leverage, you have to tie yourself less to individual clients and therefore be able to emerge as an independent force. So you are not building your own leverage. And lastly, you have few case studies. Although your case studies are pretty strong because you have intense one-on-one attention, you still have fewer case studies than other people do. The second category is the client is a number mentality. You have a very productized approach probably. You are solving only one step of the process rather than deep transformation. You are mostly customer data focused, so you are not really talking to people about things. You do statistical tuning, which is not fine tuning for every single person, but rather, you analyze the numbers, and when you see the customer data, then you make decisions from there. And lastly, you probably have lower prices because you can allow it because it's a pre-made service. You don't have to invest extra time per client. Now, this mentality too has obvious limitations. You have worse case studies because you are solving very small problems. You have a very productized approach, so your clients will not have the case studies that you see in the other version. Then you have lower margins, more operational complexity, and your services are easy to copy because there isn't like this deep transformational component that only you could give people. So these are the downsides to each of them. Let me show you Naj's example, because Naj was in the client lover category. Obviously, as an online therapist, you are going to be in the client lover category. I mean, there's no way around it. The average therapist does one-on-one sessions and is focused on very, very deep transformation of a person. So this is where Naj was in. And our focus was to getting him not necessarily all the way here, but getting him in the middle to find the sweet spot where he is able to scale his business and able to take the next steps. So where was he before we started working together? He was doing online one-on-one therapy that didn't have a pre-built roadmap for his clients. He was going over the same things over and over again with every single client that he was working with, or most of his clients. He had no clear ideal client profile. This was also the reason why he didn't have a roadmap, because every person is different and every person is even more different if you don't have an ideal client profile. Lastly, this also made everything unscalable, because quite frankly, if every single person needs your one-on-one attention and you have no pre-built templated elements of your service, then, well, obviously it's not very scalable. So what does an uneducated online coach, so coming back to the title of the video, what does an uneducated online coach do in this scenario? An uneducated online coach is not constrained by frameworks. They are not constrained by these tactics, strategies, tools that marketing gurus are feeding to them. They go from first principles. And the first principles, whenever you are trying to scale your business, are two things only. If you want to grow your business, you either get more clients, which is like the better scenario, or you get more valuable clients, which will then also lead you to the better scenario, therefore making you money. So these are the first principles of growing your business. And from there, you realize that you don't really need a fancy VSL funnel. You don't really need a webinar. You don't really need to decide whether you are going to be this client lover individual or this client is a number mentality person. The only thing that you need to focus on is getting results. And getting results is done by becoming a whatever it effing takes service. You are not this intensively one-on-one focused person. You are not this intensively productized approached person. You are a whatever it effing takes service. So whatever is most beneficial for the clients. So there are essentially two things that you want to avoid. Having high LTV but very, very low number of clients, therefore making your business dependent on them. The second one is having very, very low LTV but a large number of clients, because here you will probably have low margins, while in the other scenario you are going to have high risk. So what you need to do is find this sweet spot over here where your LTV is still high, but you also have a number of clients to diversify your risk per client. The easiest way to find this sweet spot is to do exactly what benefits the client most and nothing more. And that means to forget about anything else besides what benefits the client most and nothing more. So what's the highest impact for my clients? What brings them the most return? And is that actually something that brings them the most return? Or am I just biased by the frameworks that someone has taught me? Because very often when you see an Instagram reel, so this is a sidetrack, but when you're scrolling on Instagram and you see a reel that says that one-on-one calls are essential, they are the number one driver of client success, then you will be biased towards one-on-one calls in your next strategy planning session. So you will probably be over planning with one-on-one calls and not realizing that your clients don't need one-on-one calls. They need a specific resource to take the next step. They need a specific template. They need a specific roadmap. And it's not necessarily a one-on-one call that they need. So these biases will completely distort your thinking, and you will very, very quickly forget that the only question to ask yourself is, what has the highest impact for my clients? Now, this can be done for you services, done with you services, do it yourself services, or all at the same time for that matter. You can deliver it with personal time investment, employees, already built resources, education materials, systems. So for example, code, using third-party software, whatever it is. You can also deliver it by using affiliates. So if you're a marketing coach, and obviously you won't build a funnel builder yourself for your clients, send them a ClickFunnels or Go High Level affiliate link and have them create an account there. Once you've found what has the highest impact for your clients, then you will be able to take the next step, which is finally move away from one side or the other side. So having a very, very one-on-one attention service or a way to productized approach. And you will be able to have just the right amount of one-on-one service. just the right amount of productization, maximize transformation. You will be basing your decisions based on data and personal relationships, and you will be gathering data and building personal relationships as well. And lastly, you will also have a fine-tuned service where necessary and standardized everywhere else. This will allow your business to become scalable. This will allow your business to not only be scalable, but also have the highest margins possible. So coming back to over here, so you will have a scalability aspect to things, and you will have also higher margins. I have referenced this a bit early in the video, but what did we do to Naj's offer? So Naj didn't have a clear client profile. So we actually identified the person who he liked working with the most and was most profitable for him. Then we addressed the problem of him having to reiterate things to every single client, in that we actually created a clear roadmap and video modules for things that, well, was applicable to every single client. Then we made his business, by doing that, from unscalable, we took it to scalable. And instead of doing only one-on-one calls, which were obviously extremely time-consuming and sometimes not the best option, we implemented new systems. We actually created a clear roadmap for people. So you can see the roadmap here in the school community. They know exactly what's going to happen on week 1, on week 2, on week 3, on week 4, and week 5, and week 6 as well. Then we have helped him create resources, templatized resources, that Naj can deliver his service effectively and people still get the value. Then we helped Naj create video modules for his transformational coaching, which then allowed him to not have to reiterate things to every single client, because although one-on-one calls in themselves are not the most effective way to deliver the service, sometimes that extra personal attention, that extra personal relationship building with people, that is the highest returning activity that you can do, especially when we're talking about therapy. So this is exactly how we took Naj's offer from this over here, so being completely unscalable, to actually being scalable and focusing on the transformation rather than the number of hours invested on Naj's side. And this is how we transformed his offer. So I hope you liked the video and you got some value. You know, do the YouTube things, like, subscribe, share, whatever it is. And if you're an online coach, consultant, or online therapist, and you want to scale your business but feel a little bit stuck, or possibly are in one of these two categories, then you can also go down below and schedule a free funnel audit where you and me are going over your client acquisition system, and we are identifying the leaks in your system, drawing up a clear roadmap of steps you can take in order to scale your business from there. For example, creating a transformational high ticket offer. But if you're more comfortable texting with people, then you can also find my Instagram down below, where you can just shoot me a DM and we will brainstorm a plan that's right for you. Hope to speak soon. Have a nice day. Bye bye.